But let me give you an example from the quintessential networking event. How many of you belong to a Chamber of Commerce? Anyone? Okay, a lot of people do. If you don't, maybe your company does. I am on the board of directors of my Chamber of Commerce. I'm so into it. And I try to go to as many of the networking things as I can, at least when I'm not on the road out speaking. And it doesn't matter whether the Chamber of Commerce is in my town or some other town across the country, they always have the same setup when it comes to the after-work cocktail mixer. I mean, that's a mainstay of Chambers of Commerce, right? You go in and the first thing you do is you check in and they give you this name tag, which never really sticks properly to your suit. And then you go over to the bar with your 2 free drink tickets and you get this lovely little drink, cocktail napkin, square napkin underneath it. And you walk into a room full of people who also have curled up name tags and drinks and square napkins, and you start making small talk. And in a setting like that, what do you suppose, who can tell me, is the single most commonly asked question? Very good. What do you do? So what do you do? Hi, what do you do? What do you do for a living? We all ask that. We all get asked that. Well, sometimes if I'm really lucky, I can go up to someone and say, so what do you do anyway? I'll get an answer back that sounds more or less like this. Well, Jeff, I engage progressive, forward-thinking Fortune 500 companies that are seeking to shift their paradigm and adopt more of a global platform. I work with them to help find strategic integrated management solutions, which will ultimately boost their bottom line. Now, whenever you hear that, the polite thing to do is to say, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. I bet you keep busy. But inside you're thinking to yourself, so what the hell do you do? I mean, I've traveled around the world. I've never stood on a global platform. I wouldn't recognize a strategic integrated management solution if it was in the front row right next to you, sir. That is complete garbage language. Doesn't it sound all corporate-like, double speak? Kind of reminds me of a time back in the 80s. Chrysler closed an auto manufacturing plant in Michigan. This was when all of that plant closing stuff was really picking up. 5,000 employees were going to lose their jobs, and Chrysler did not want to use the word layoff at the time because layoff had a negative connotation. So instead, Chrysler told these doomed 5,000 employees that they would go through a career alternative enhancement program, which basically means you're getting your butt enhanced out of a job. Everyone knows what it means. We got to say what it is we do quickly, clearly, and in a way, hopefully, here's the other part, that captures a person's attention. Something about it captures the attention. Back in the 80s, they called this the elevator speech, because you should say it in the time it takes the elevator to go from the lobby to the office upstairs. And unless you're in Midtown Manhattan, that's not a very long period of time. The elevator ride's pretty short. So you've got to get right to it. The problem is most people's elevator speeches, no offense, absolutely stink. They're just pitiful. I mean, if you want proof, think about the last time you were at a networking event and you said to someone, so what do you do? And you just kind of fell away because it was such torture. Most of them stink. We need to say what it is we do and capture someone's imagination.